Hi everyone, Amy here with amyswares, and today I'm going to make a batch of cards where I pick the sentiment first. Here's my binder, and if you've watched my videos, you know that the sentiment is usually the last thing I think about and is often an afterthought. So here's a batch of cards. I'm going to show you how I came to this process. Now, like I said, usually I'm all about using a new stencil or trying a new technique to create a background. And a lot of times when I'm creating, I don't even really think about the sentiment until the very end. And sometimes it can really affect what ones I'm able to use. So here what I'm doing is I'm deliberately starting with the sentiment, and I'm choosing some here from my stash, some from pattern paper, some with specific colors, things like that, that maybe are harder to match after the fact. So I'm deciding to start with my sentiments first instead of my backgrounds and all my colors chosen, and then trying to retrofit it after. So I'm flipping through my options. This is my storage solution for my sentiments. I have a bunch of die cut or some stamped and die cut sentiments, and I store them all in these sheets. They're baseball card pocket protector sheets, and I get them from Amazon. I'll be sure to link them below. I actually have two different types in my stash. I have a separate binder for critters, like stamped out critters, and those actually have like a little lip on the top of the pocket to kind of help hold all the goodies in, whereas these are just the open ones. Now here what I'm doing is I'm shopping my pre-made backgrounds. So you may have something like this, a box or some sort of storage containing a bunch of backgrounds that haven't been turned into cards. I'm going to try and use these and see if I can match these to the sentiments that I chose to kind of bring a bunch of cards together. Again, maybe using ones that have been a little hard to turn into a finished card. So I'm just kind of flipping through all different options here. I have some stamped, I have some with kind of like water brush marker pens, alcohol ink. That one I definitely end up using. I have some that are embossed, some that are ink blended, any sort of background. I don't know if you're like me. Let me know in the comments if you are, but sometimes I just get really excited over a new to me technique, and I end up having a bunch of extra backgrounds that I turn into cards later. So let me know in the comments if you have something like that, some sort of storage for backgrounds. But basically I'm just kind of going through, seeing where I can use these sentiments that I pulled out, and where I can use up some of these backgrounds. So this is a huge time-saving tip. If you have a box of these and you have some sort of sentiments pre-cut out or pre-ready to go, batched, and you have card bases, then you probably have everything you need to just sit down and whip out a bunch of cards. So maybe you have a season with a lot of birthdays, or maybe you donate to your local church or a card drive or something like that, or you really just want to beef up your stash, or maybe you sell them. These are huge time-saving tips to kind of have all these things ready to go in advance. And you can do these things when you're not feeling particularly inspired. So maybe you're watching TV or a movie with your family and you're cutting out card bases, or you're just kind of mass producing die cuts and things like that. You can use all of these things to save you time later when you're feeling really motivated to create and finish a bunch of cards. So again, I'm just flipping through. I have some stenciled cards with white pigment, some with various different like shimmer powders or metallic gilding polishes. Here's some more alcohol ink. I was really considering that one, but I did end up ultimately going with something different. But I've had some of these panels in here for years now, and they just have not been turned into cards yet. Oh, this one I really liked. I think I probably got ink or something on the rest of the card base and had to trim it off into a panel. So here I'm kind of getting somewhere and figuring out what I'm going to mix and match. But stay tuned a moment. I'm just going to show you all the finished cards. I was able to add some bling. These are all card bling from A Colorful Life Designs. I do have a coupon, AmyFan10. If you shop for anything in the shop, be sure to use that at checkout. This is hologram silver. It went perfect with this hologram cardstock for the die cut. I have a birthday card, and that's a camo stencil, also from A Colorful Life Designs. This one was cool. I was able to use this kind of tricky pattern paper with some simple embossing and opaque iridescent I think light leaf green card bling went perfect with that, and some simple strips from Tailored Expressions. This is a die cut from All to New, and I used Crystal Metallic Dragon, which is kind of a newer card bling, super pretty, and it went really well with that alcohol ink panel. This one I kind of did a little bit of a black border, which is not common for me at all. Again, with the simple strip from Tailored Expressions, and opaque iridescent peach is the color of card bling there, and that's a Concord 9th stamp. And this With Love, I don't even know what that technique is in the background, but I used Crystal Metallic Enchanted for that card bling. And now I have 5 finished cards. So this is what happens. This is what it looks like. Or maybe you have some die cuts that are kind of tricky to match. Try this method and start with your sentiment first. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye.